What's going on, guys? Cable and welcome back to a video. And in this video I'm going to be explaining how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So this is basically just going to be the first layer of the Rubik's Cube. It's super simple, but before we begin I'm just going to scramble it real fast. I'm just going to do a simple little scramble here. Make sure. Alright, so before we begin the actual tutorial on the cube, I'm going to be explaining basically how the cube works. And a lot of people don't understand this, but basically, you're going to need to think three-dimensionally. If you don't know what that means, basically what it means is, say, I wanted to move this piece to line up with the blue piece to right here. You have to know that when you do that, you're also going to move this away. So say I wanted to move this piece to where the green piece is, but keep this blue piece over there. You're gonna have to do something to make sure that stays there and that moves over there. So it's pretty simple. You would just turn it all the way upside down so that when you move this, you're not moving this piece at all. So all you'd have to do is basically line it up with the green piece and rotate it completely all the way around. That's fundamental. You're gonna want to know to when we're solving the actual cube. I'm just gonna random mix. But basically, when solving the Rubik's Cube, the first thing you want to start with is a white cross. And this isn't in any specific way or form. I mean, it is in a specific way or form. What am I talking about? You can't just literally solve the white cross. So basically, you have to line up each color. And to get this into the cross state, you're gonna want to move that to where there's an actual cross form. But most people won't know how to do that, so I'm going to be explaining in more depth how this is going to work. So basically, you need to make a complete cross. Now, I'm just going to complete the cross so you guys can see. So here's an actual solved white cross, but the edge pieces are not lined up. There's only one that's lined up, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, one that's lined up, and that's the red one. I need to get this orange piece to be lined up with this orange piece without moving this red one. So basically what you have to do is the same thing that I just showed you earlier. Turn it all the way upside down, so a full 180-degree turn, then move it towards the middle that it's actually at, and turn it upside down again. Now when you do that, you're going to turn this one upside down, which kills two birds with one stone. Turn that down, turn that, and now you have that. Now when you do that, you're also going to rotate another white piece. You're going to want to find the center and rotate that in. So there you have a white cross with each color lined up. Now if you didn't catch some of it, just feel free to skip back into the video. So the next step is to place in the corners. Now each corner has to be the exact same color, just like I have it right there. So basically, you're gonna want to look. So I need the orange and blue. I need orange and blue and white on the top. So basically, what you're gonna want to do is find the corner with orange, blue, and the white. You're then gonna want to place the corner in. So the corner is right here. So if I move this down, the corner's right there, and I scoot that in. When I bring it up, it's gonna be lined up. Now there's another corner right here. This is the orange and green. So basically what we're going to be doing is to get that out of that spot, you're going to want to move this down to where let me just put that back. So you just want to move it down and then move it out of the way to where it'll pop up right there. And then you want to do the same thing that I just showed you. The next one is going to be the red and green, which is right here. Move that down and out of the way. Place it in. It's as simple as that. If you need to skip back to the video, you can. So that's basically the first layer of the Rubik's Cube. I know that might have been a little bit fast, but that's basically how it works. Now we're going to move on to the second layer. The second layer is a bit difficult if you don't know what you're doing, but this is, there's a short term for the second layer is called F2L, and basically what you're going to have to do is so I need an orange and a green piece. So, or let me use a different one. I need a green and a red piece. And I need to move that piece. You need to find the green and red piece. And what you're going to want to do is line it up with the color that's on the bottom. And when you're doing that, you're going to want to do a simple little algorithm. And I call it the home algorithm. So you're gonna go away from the home, back to the home, down, and then. Now, if you didn't catch that, we have another opportunity to repeat it, and you're just going to repeat that for every single one. So basically, lined it up with the blue. The red piece is on there, so you need to move it away from the red, and then bring the right side up. Scoot it to the right, bring it down, hold the cube like this, place it in, just like that. Now, the next one is going to be this orange and green one. It's right there, so you're going to have to do the opposite, but it's away. So, and if you understand what I'm doing, this will be a lot easier. So basically, essentially what I'm doing is moving this out of the way when I bring this side up, and then I scoot it. I scoot it to the right to move that white corner, and then when I'm bringing it down, if you look, this is orange and blue. When I'm bringing it down, I'm connecting those two pieces. And then when I'm bringing this up, I'm pushing it back in. So that is the second layer. Now I'm gonna make a circumstance that is quite common when solving this cube. I need to take a couple pieces out, and I'm gonna basically. So a problem that is pretty common when solving the Rubik's Cube is that one of the pieces I need is inside of a piece that I need. So basically what you're going to have to do is do the algorithm you would to put it in, and that takes it out. So now I can do the algorithm just like that, and now I need to repeat it on this side. And this is not exactly how fast you have to do it, but that's just how fast I'm doing it, just because I'm experienced at it quite a bit. So the layer is pretty simple. If you have any trouble with it, you're just going to need to basically learn the fundamentals of the cube. The next step is going to be the yellow side. Now I'm going through this a bit fast, but if you can't understand it, you're just going to honestly, there might be a little bit of a longer tutorial, but this is probably the fastest way I could teach it. So the next step is to solve a yellow cross. Now there's multiple other ways you can solve the third layer, but I think this is the easiest way. So basically, what it did was I solved the yellow cross. Now I'm gonna explain how I did that, but that was just like a quickest. So basically, you could run into multiple situations. This situation, you're gonna have to do this algorithm twice. If you run into a line, you're gonna have to do the algorithm once. If you run into a dot, you're gonna have to do it 3 times. So the algorithm is pretty simple. With the yellow side facing away, you're going to want to move the front, move it forward, bring it to the left, bring it down, shove it in, bring it down. So what that does is that gives me the line. Do the algorithm again, and you'll get the cross. Now, I'm just going to reverse the algorithm so we can go back to that situation. I'm going to do it really slow. And basically, when you have the line, it has to be facing towards you like this. Not like this. It has to be like this. And when you have this one, it has to be facing towards you with a backwards L. It can't be like this, it cannot be like this, and it cannot be like this. It has to be like this. And we want to do the algorithm. I just did the double algorithm because it's a little bit of a shortcut. You don't have to do that yet. So that's how you solve the yellow cross. The next step, since we're on the last layer, the next step is to get all your edge pieces correctly. There's 2 situations you could run into while doing this. You could have 2 edge pieces right next to each other, so it would be green and orange in the correct spot, or you could have them facing away from each other, so green and blue, like how I have it now. Now, no matter what the situation you're in, you're going to need to have one of the colors that's lined up behind you. If you have the one where they're both beside each other, you're gonna have the one behind you, and then you have to have the one that's right to your right. If you have the situation I have, you need to have the one that's good in front of you and one that's good in the back. So then when you're doing that, you're gonna do an algorithm with a cube facing like this: up, push, down, push, up, double push, down, push. Now, if you have a situation where there's a good one and a good one, the last step where you just push it once, you don't have to do that because then it'll just move it to this state, and this is the other state I was talking about. So basically what you're going to want to do is move it to where you have the good color in the back and the good color to the right. Then you're going to do the algorithm again. Up, push, down, push, up, double push, down, push. And now you have the yellow cross still solved, the white, all your colors, everything is restored, and you also have all your edge pieces. The next step is to orientate these corners and place them in the correct spots. I meant just place the corners in the correct spots, don't orientate them yet. But basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a corner that is in the correct spot. And what I mean by that is this corner is in the correct spot because it has a red right there, a blue, and a yellow. And if you don't have the situation, you're just going to want to do this algorithm until you do have a corner that's in the correct spot. So this algorithm goes a little bit like this. I'm just going to do it slowly, as slow as I can. Okay, so I don't have a corner anymore. So the algorithm goes like this. So in this situation, I do not have a good corner in the right spot. So you want to do up, move your left side up, move it to the left, bring your right side up, bring your left side to the right, bring it down, put the right side in, bring it down, and then move it to the right once. That's restoring the edge corners. Now you want to see if you have a piece anymore. Okay, there we go. So we do have a piece in the right spot. Orange, orange, green, green, yellow, yellow. Do the algorithm. No. Okay, now we have every single corner is in the correct spot, but the next step is orientating the corners. Now, there's multiple situations you could run into with this. I can't really explain those right now, but I'll basically explain what you're going to have to do. So it's just how you hold the cube. So in this situation, I'm going to have to do the algorithm twice because if the yellow pieces were facing this way, you'd have to do it once. If the yellow pieces were facing this way and this way, then you have to do it twice. So the algorithm, this one is pretty difficult, so you're just going to have to do it multiple times to memorize it, but it's like up, so it's like up, that was the quickest way possible, but I'm just going to explain it now. Now this way I'm only have to do the algorithm once. As you guys can see, almost all the cube is solved except for these two corners. So the algorithm is, you move the right side up, move the top twice, bring it back without moving the right side up, then you move the right side up, you bring it back, and you bring it down. Then you do the same thing on the left side, and then your cube will be solved. Now I want to make, now note this is the beginner's method, so if you're used to somebody saying like anti-soon or something, that's because they're trying to teach you OLL, but if you, I definitely would not try to learn OL fast, I meant first, unless you are planning on immediately going into speed cubing to basically, make yourself faster. That's the only way I could really explain going into speed cubing. If you're gonna be doing speed cubing, then it would make sense. Alright, now I'm just gonna do an example solve for you guys so you guys can see.